Google admits the open web is dying. It's in rapid decline, and they're lying. It's dead. The dead internet, it's been that way for a long time. But I think now they have to admit it. And it's so funny that they're saying it right around the time that USAID went belly up and billions of dollars disappeared from this ecosystem. I just want to explain, you guys, when you put $1 billion into a machine, the NGO machine, that's not just $1 billion. You see, first you get $1 billion, then someone spends $10 on some legal firm. Legal firm spends $10 on an activist organization consulting. That money circulates and it creates the well-oiled machine of lies, manipulation, and a dead internet. Now, this is sad and this is scary, but check this out. The Verge reports, the statement contradicts Google's recent narrative about the health of the online ecosystem. Google admits the open web is in rapid decline. For months, Google has maintained that the web is thriving, AI isn't tanking traffic, and its search engine is sending people to a wider variety of websites than ever. But in a court filing from last week, Google admitted that the open web is already in rapid decline, as spotted earlier by Jason Kint, reported by Search Engine Roundtable. Google submitted the filing ahead of another trial that will determine how it will address its monopoly in the advertising technology business. The U.S. DOJ recommends that Google break up its advertising business, but the company argues in the filing that this isn't ideal because it would only accelerate the decline of the open web, harming publishers who currently rely on open web display advertising revenue. Let me tell you about the apocalypse, my friends. Right now, this video, it appears in multiple platforms, but the principal revenue source is YouTube. YouTube operates at a loss. Google, as an advertising giant, subsidizes YouTube. This video stuff is very expensive. Now, what they're constantly doing is working on compression and audio-video protocol technologies to reduce the cost of transmitting audio and video. And they've done a pretty good job. But because of the sheer amount of content uploaded to YouTube, the cost is massive. Very, very little of YouTube's content generates money in the positive. So Google, if they were to lose control of their monopoly, this means YouTube, I'm going to go ahead and say this, probably a good thing. Now, hold on. That means I lose all my money. Yeah, but take a look at this. We're also on Rumble. And Rumble does use, they have their own ad network. But there is the Google network. I don't know if Rumble is buying from or if they did, but they could. Now, imagine this. Imagine Google Ads broke up and no longer was the primary delivery method for YouTube, but had to provide equal access to all platforms. All of a sudden, views become fungible. Now it'd be like, look, there are some platforms where their buyers love YouTube. YouTube is the shining city on the hill, right? When you're an advertiser. And so when you look at other platforms, we don't just have Rumble, we have Facebook, we have X. They actually weigh it differently. They say, well, X views and, imagine if they couldn't do that. Imagine if we just said Google Ads supplies all digital space. It was no longer monopoly controlled. Google Ads was broken off to an independent company that would provide their ad network to any platform. I believe that would be a good thing. Let's read more. They say, finally, while plaintiffs continue to advance essentially the same divestiture remedies they noticed in their complaint filed in January 2023, the world has continued to turn. Plaintiffs put forth remedies as if trial, the court's liability decision, and remedies discovery never happened. And also as if the incredibly dynamic ad tech ecosystem had stood still while these judicial proceedings continued. But the changes have been many. AI is reshaping ad tech at every level. Non-open web display ad formats like connected TV and retail media are exploding in popularity. And Google's competitors are directing their investments to these new growth areas. Let me just tell you this. We bought, I believe, around 100 plus, a little bit more than 100 billboard advertisements across the United States. And you may have seen them. My big old face, rumble.com, right beneath it, 8 p.m. every day Eastern time. If you're in the Midwest, it says 7 p.m. because that's 7 p.m. Central. They work. It is amazing. It's crazy. The prices had dropped dramatically because everyone's buying on Google where the prices have gone up, making Google rich. So I said, how much for a billboard ad in a major city? And it's way cheaper. And with estimated access to a large amount of people, permanent static billboard there every day. That's brand value. I go out to D.C. and some guy goes, hey, I know you. Yeah, I seen your billboard, Timcast. And I'm like, you watch the show? And they're like, I checked it out, I think. And I'm like, whoa. Listen, I understand. Not everybody is going to come watch the show. But brand value built because that ad is there every single day, Google ain't worth it. They are hurting. They go to mention the statement sharply contrasts Google's recent narrative about the health of search on the web. Google has a clear incentive to make itself appear weaker and less monopolistic in the courtroom. But its admission reflects a reality many publishers are going through. Several digital publishers and independent website owners have reported experiencing a decline in traffic following changes to Google's search algorithm and the rise of AI chatbots. Fact. We've been talking about this quite a bit. Google Trends, way down. Their search volume, way down. And you can see this when you go to Google Trends. It was one morning, like a couple months ago, the top trending story on a Wednesday morning was like 4,000 searches. Or I think it was, 40,000. And I was like, no way that's possible. No way that's possible. 40,000 on Google? They do billions. Yep. You know why? People are using AI. Not completely. I think dead internet theory plays a role in this, but people were going to AI for their answers, and Google is dying. YouTube's in trouble too. YouTube is, the views are down for everybody. There's more and more channels every single day. The algorithm is busted. People are making fake AI thumbnails. Now, I'm going to say it like this. I don't have a problem with AI in thumbnails, okay? That's fine. We sometimes do it, and we're exploring how to do it properly, tastefully, and with scruples. We don't want to, but there are people who are making fake stories, using AI to make fake news images to make it look real and trick you into clicking. That's crazy. We had one where it was like Trump threatened by gangs in Chicago. And so the image was a black man in a hoodie, Chicago gangs, and Donald Trump wearing a vest. Because it wasn't a direct news story. It wasn't like thing happened. It was topic we were discussing. So we made an image that we felt artistically represents it. It's not always so tasteful. I know some people might think like, I can't stand the AI images. But we feel like with the use of proper graphics, AI just makes it. We have a Photoshop. We have a graphic editor who can make all these images. And they used to. It's just easy to do AI. It's faster, it's cheaper, and it exemplifies the conversation, the opinion conversation we're having. What I don't respect is when someone says something like, you'll see a story, it'll say, cop shoots, illegal immigrant, and they'll make an image of a cop shooting an illegal immigrant, and they'll put fake news chyrons on it so it looks like an actual article. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's fake news. Tasteful art on non-news, I got no problem with. They're going to say in an emailed statement of The Verge, Google spokesperson Jackie Burt said in a statement, one cherry-picked line that misrepresents the company's legal filing. It's clear from the preceding sentence that we're referring to open web display advertising and not the open web as a whole. We are pointing out the obvious, that investments in non-open web display advertising like connected TV and retail are growing at the expense of those in open web display advertising. It's true. Let me put it like this. I would never buy display ads. I never touch them. Like, you go to a website and there's a box on the right. I ain't clicking that. Now, TV, that's what I'm talking about, baby. So we buy ads on Google Display, which is video, only video. That means if you're watching TV, our ad might pop up. That's great. We do billboards. What we want in the open web is that, or I should say what we want in terms of what we do is an ad that you can see, that is placed in front of you, that stops your attention of other matters. Now, I get it. Commercials come on, people go to bathroom or whatever, or you click skip, fine. But it is better than this passive ad on the side. Now, one thing that's interesting we're going to start seeing, because we're getting requests for this. I forgot what they're called, but they're ads where, see how I'm talking right now? Imagine if right now, as I was talking, the screen shrank and then the bottom whole, like 20% of the thing just turned into an ad. That's getting big. It's getting big. We're getting a lot of requests for that stuff. You have the pop-up ads that display on screen while you're watching. Well, now what they want to do is they want to have like the video shrink and half the screen be taken over without disrupting the flow of content. That's interesting. I actually think that's a lot better. People want to buy those good, because basically what that means is I don't got to stop, pause, and then tell you about something else. You can keep hearing what I'm saying, and then those that see the ad, see the ad. But I'm going to go back to the original topic at hand, not the advertisements. And I'm going to say it like this. The open web is dead. And Google might say whatever they want to say, but I'll tell you, Back in the day, you'd open a browser and you'd search. Today, it's all apps. So little of what we do is searched for. You want to find out something, you're on X. Your feed just tells you. You're looking for, there still is like, if I'm searching for a local restaurant, I just do it on Maps. It's an app. It is being isolated to these app points. And I think the future is, in this trend, the open web will be dead. And that means you will only be able to see what they tell you to see. An approved app on the App Store. Everything else is banned. I hope not, but I think that's it. Smash the like button, share the show, subscribe to the channel. Thanks for hanging out. Stay tuned. More to come. We'll see you on the next segment.